Hey, boys and girls. And oops, let me make sure my volume's up. I'm not sure if you could hear me. But welcome to our math mini lesson today. So all this week, we're only going to have about 10 to 15 minutes of a math lesson, just because we're just doing some review. So today, we're primarily talking about place value. And I apologize for my voice. I think the allergies got to me over the weekend. I went on a hike with friends, and I think the pollen just got up my nose and down my throat. So if I sound a little bit scratchy, that's why. So we're going to talk about place value. And remember, we kind of talked about it a little bit on Friday of last week. And remember, place value refers to the value of a digit in a number. So remember, when we're talking about place value, we're referring to how many tens something is and how many ones something is. And remember, tens are the tens cubes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Or we write it as a stick, okay? And we're talking about ones. We got the little cubes, or we draw it as a dot, okay? So an example of this would be the number 15, okay? 15, okay, if I drew that out in tens and ones, that has 5 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 10. So if I was looking at the value of this digit, I would say it's worth 5 ones or 5. And if I was looking at the value of this digit, I could say it's worth 1 10 or 10. Because remember, the tens place, we count it by tens. So just a little intro, place value. Remember, the benefit of a recorded video is you can always pause me if I'm going a little too fast, or, something like that. You just hit pause and I'll freeze. So let's do a couple practice problems. And we're going to do them both ways. So I'm going to show you some base 10 blocks with some ones, and then we're going to do some ones with the numbers like we did on Friday. So if I have I have that many tens and that many ones. So if I wanted to determine my total value, what I could do is I could draw a tens and ones chart over this, right? That's the easiest way to do it. Draw a tens and ones chart over top of my numbers. Count my ones, count my tens, 1, 2, 3, 4. The value of those tens is 42. Now, a way to double check is to actually count the tens. So I'm actually going to count all of the base 10 blocks. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, and 42. So I'm actually going to count the base 10 blocks, okay, to double check 42. All right, let's try another one. Let's make a little bit harder. Okay, that's how many base 10 blocks I have. That's how many ones I have. I apologize if the light is glaring into the board. I can't really fix that. Sorry. So I have that many base 10 blocks. What I'm going to do this time actually is I'm going to count them first, and then we'll draw the tens and ones chart over to see if we got it right. Sound good? Okay. 10, 20, you should do this with me. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, and 77. Now what I could do, so my number should be 77. Now what I can do is I can draw that tens and ones chart over it, figure out how many ones I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count the tens I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The number I have is 77. Okay. Let's try one more like this. And we're going to go back to determining the value. Okay. There's my base 10 blocks. There's my tens and my ones. Okay, my tens and my ones. So this time, I'm going to draw a tens and ones chart over it. Determine how many ones I have. Count my tens. My number should be 91. Now, I am going to count my base 10 blocks because you should do this to double check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91. Okay, so I was correct both times. Figuring out how many tens and ones, but then also counting my base 10 blocks. All right. Now, what I'd like to do is I would like to write a number. So our number is going to be 58. Remember, this is just review. What you'll have to do with your seesaw activity is what we just did, where there'll be base 10 blocks, and then you will have to determine the total value of the base 10 blocks. So we're not doing this kind of work until tomorrow, I believe. So again, this is all just review. So I want to know the value of this digit right here. So I'm going to draw my base 10 blocks for this number. There's 5 tens. Remember, you can always draw a tens and ones chart over it. 5 tens. 8 ones. Okay. So I want to know how much this is. This is worth 8 ones or 8. Now, if I wanted to know the value of this digit here, whoa, you can't see that. That is a light color. That's a little better. I would say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. And remember, 5 tens is not worth 5. 5 tens is worth 5 tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 5 tens is worth 50. If you'd have to count, you'd go, did I say 5, 10? I should have said 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Nope, I didn't count that right. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 5 tens is worth 50. All right, let's try another one. Okay. Remember, the value of both digits should add up to make the total, the number. So we'll do that real quick. That's called expanded form. So the number is going to be 67. Okay. So I'm going to draw this in tens and ones. Okay, remember, you can always draw a tens and ones chart over top of your number. Okay, I have 7 ones. You should probably also draw a tens and ones chart to draw your number, just to organize your work. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and if I was determining the value of both, so here, 7's going to be blue, 6 is going to be pink. Okay, 7 is worth the ones, so that's 7 ones, and you count by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's worth 7. Okay. The value of the 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens. But it's not worth 6 because you count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now see how my numbers are broken down into tens and ones? These two numbers added together, if I took 60 plus 7, it should equal 67. 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. So anytime if you're determining the value and if you're not sure you're correct, go ahead and determine the value for the whole number and then see what your answer is. Alrighty, boys and girls, that is all I actually have for you for today. It's just a little bit of review. What you're going to do for your seesaw activity today is you are going to be counting the base 10 blocks. You're going to determine the number of ones and tens and then determine the total value of base 10 blocks. Okay, thanks so much for joining me, boys and girls. I'll see y'all tomorrow.